Welcome to WineUpTV. I am your host Wayne. When we come back, we will be drinking wines from the Willamette Valley and Argentina. Be back in a second. Welcome back. On today's show, we're going to have three different wines: a Chardonnay from Chehalem, a Pinot Noir from Linné, and an old vine Malbec from Tierra Divina in Argentina. This should be really kind of exciting. I'm looking forward to these wines. All right, the first wine we're going to have today is an unoaked Chardonnay from Chehalem Winery. It's a winery that I frequent on my tours. They do a great job with all their wines. This retails for $14 a bottle. It's an unoaked Chardonnay. Now, Chardonnay can be made in two different ways. You can have a barrel-aged Chardonnay, which will really add a lot of complexity from the oak, give it a little deeper color, or you can have a stainless steel tank fermented Chardonnay, which you'll notice on this wine, it's got a nice light green, almost a straw hue to it. So the oak adds complexity, where the unoaked really shows the vibrant fruit flavors that these wines can really stand out from. This one here comes from the 2008 vintage, a great vintage by any means, better than the 2007, just a great overall vintage. Let's give it a little sniff. Very nice on the nose. It's got that honeysuckle, it's got almost like a apple, a little pear going on, maybe a little fig. The nice thing about these Chardonnays, without using oak, is they're clean, vibrant fruit flavors. This is where Chardonnay could really shine. Let's get a little taste now. Very nice. It's got a Granny Smith green apple, real tart on the front palate, good acid on the side, nice long finish. This wine, it's got almost a little fig to it, a little bit of guava, a little kiwi, a little lime. So it's really nice. It's a very clean example of how this Chardonnay in this style in Oregon can be made. The winemaker here dials it in. These are actually different clones. On the Chardonnay, the clones that are most prevalent here in the Willamette Valley, Dijon clone 76, 95, 96, and 114. So different clones add different things. Look at a clone like a tomato. Different tomatoes. You have Romas, you have beefsteaks, you have heirlooms. Same thing with clones on Chardonnay or Pinot Noir or any kind of grape. There's different clones that do different things, add different textures and different flavor profiles to the wine. This one here, Wine Enthusiast gave it a 90 points. Wine Advocate gave it an 88 points. It is about a 5,800 cases. It's available in most of the Portland market. The farther east you go, especially you folks that live in the Midwest or back east, you won't be able to find it very often at your local wine shop, but you can get it right here on WineUpTV. But it's a very nice example of how an unoaked Chardonnay can really taste. Well, the next wine we're going to do is going to be a Pinot Noir from Linné. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Linné. If you ever come out here to the Willamette Valley, Steve Lutz is a proprietor. He's got the coolest little chateau he built on 19.5 acres of property he bought just on the back side of the Dundee Hills. It's a really, really unique winery. He does only Pinot Noirs, different clones. He'll do clone 777, 767, 113, 114, 115, and some Pommard clones. And he separates them out when he ferments them, and then he'll blend them. This happens to be his introductory wine. It's the Linné Pinot Noir, comes from the 2007 vintage. It is $25 retail. It's a great wine given the vintage. 600 cases are produced. That's it. The Wine Advocate gave it a 90 points. So let's give her a little time to open up a bit. The Willamette Valley, this comes from the North Willamette Valley. All estate grown fruit. So Steve only grows his grapes. He actually sells some fruit to other winemakers, but he does his own little gig, and he does it really well. And if you ever come up to the Willamette Valley, you want to meet Steve, let me know. He's usually working on the weekends. I'd love to take you around and introduce him to you. But let's look at this color. On the 2007, it's a lighter vintage. The nice thing with Steve's property, it's on a subsoil called pea vine. It's on the backside of the Shahila Mountains. It's a very, very bad soil to grow anything in, and that's a good thing. The more you stress out a grapevine, the more elegance and more flavor profiles they seem to pull out of the earth. This one here, on the 2007, if you've ever seen Steve's property, it's on a slope, so any rainfall that happened during that vintage, and being that the soil is so bad, the rain just kind of jetted right off down into the valley, so it's very nice. Let's give it a little smell. But you know what? This wine has changed so much in the last 4 or 5 months I've been drinking it. It's got that nice, kind of like a cocoa, like a chocolate nose on it. A little bit of tar. It's got some cassis. It's very interesting, but very balanced. I can see where this got such a high rating from the Wine Advocate. These wines also, if you let them open up a little bit, aerate them, decant them 15, 20, 25 minutes before the show, before you taste them, I think that'd be great. So let's give it a taste. This is a lot better today than it was 3 months ago. When he first put this in bottle, it was really tightly wound. Very hard, a little bit tannic. This is really showing nicely now. Like this wine. It's got a core of dark cherry, a little bit of black raspberry, really nice core fruit in it. It's got a nice finish too. Nice use of new oak combined with 1 and 2 year old barrels. This is made primarily with a 114 clone, 115 clone, little 777, a little 767. Beautiful structure. And this is his introductory Pinot Noir. I think it's a great wine for what it is. It's just wonderful. Yeah, another little whirl. Very nice. Very nice wine. Oh, you may be wondering about the nails. Well, lost a bet to my daughter. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. I kind of like them. I don't know about you. I'm getting used to these things. It's been 3 days now. So we'll talk about that too, though. All right, this wine, Steve Lutz, the proprietor, the winemaker, does a great job. The next wine we're going to have is going to be the Mendoza Valle de Uco, which is the South Valley in the Mendoza Valley in Chile, or excuse me, Argentina, and it's a great little wine right here. You like the screw tops? I'm a big fan of the screw top. You know, some people don't like them. I don't mind them at all. There's a shortage of cork, at least quality cork in this world. So anytime that a wine, a drinking wine, an everyday drinking wine, that, you know, 3 to 4 years of aging potential, put it in a screw top. Good with me. All right, so let's talk about this wine. This wine here is the Mendoza Lujan valleys in the north. The Valle de Uco is in the south. This Patrick Campbell is a winemaker. Laurel Glen is the winery in Napa or Sonoma, and this gentleman goes down to South America and makes this wine every year. 900 cases, $14 a bottle. Let's give this thing a little smell and a little look. You notice the color, Malbec. It's 100% old line Malbec, between 40 and 60 years old. You gotta love the color on this wine. This comes from the 2006 vintage. Boy, it's got that nice dusty, just a dusty aroma of just sweet earth. These vineyards are grown in very poor soils. It's kind of like, it's a little bit of chocolate in there, a little bit of tar, some cassis, some cigar leaf. It's almost like you take a bunch of blackberries and blueberries and raspberries and just crunch them up in your hand and smell it. That's exactly what this is starting to smell like. Beautiful structure. I like this wine. This is nice. It's got that tannin structure. It's got a nice finish to it. Look for dark cherry fruits, dark plum, dark raspberry, some blackberry, some blueberry. But it's got that nice mid palate to where it's sitting well. And when you swallow it, when it finishes in the back end of your tongue, it's got a nice lingering finish. It's got great color, great structure. Now these wines here, this wine in particular, probably don't want to lay down for more than 2 or 3 years. You know, some of these wines taste better when they're newer than when they're older. This one here is just dialed in. Good effort. I'm looking forward to tasting a lot more of these Malbecs from Argentina. So when we come back in our next show, we're going to have 3 more wines from around the world. Don't know what they'll be, but I'm sure they'll be great. If you guys are ever in the Willamette Valley and you want to take a tour, go to OregonTouringTasting.com. I would love to personally take you on a tour. You'll have the best time ever, guaranteed. Be back in a minute. Okay, a quick recap. First of all, with the nails, my daughter double dared me that I'd never get a manicure. And then when I went there to get a manicure with her, she said, "Dad, I bet you'd never put on nail polish." And I looked at her and said, "Yes, I will." And she rolled her eyes, and I told her I'd do it, and I did it. Not a bad thing. Kind of getting used to it. Kind of creepy, Marilyn Manson style. Not really. Anyway, it's kind of sexy, really. Anyhow, the 3 wines that we had, the Chehalem Unoaked Chardonnay, $14 a bottle. We had the Linné Pinot Noir, Rockstar winemaker right here, 600 cases produced, $25 a bottle. And of course, the very last one was the Old Vine Mendoza Malbec. It's $14 a bottle. Pick them up. They're not going to last long. Very low production. See you when we get back. Have a great day.